For every swing, every moment, the Milwaukee Brewers fight. It's not just about hitting the ball, it's about leaving a legacy.
Hello, Brew Crew. Welcome back to Brewers Fan Central, your #1 channel for in-depth analysis and exclusive news on our Milwaukee Brewers. I'm your host, and here we don't just report the headlines, we dissect what they mean for the future of our team. We are entering what might be the most crucial offseason in recent franchise history, and you won't want to miss a single update. Before we dive into what I'm hearing through the grapevine, do yourselves and our community a favor. Hit that subscribe button below and ring the notification bell. It's the only way to ensure you get this analysis instantly. Trust me, the stove is just starting to heat up. Let's get right to it. The 2025 season was historic, the best regular season record in franchise history, but as we know and feel deeply, it ended without the hardware we all crave, the World Series trophy. GM Matt Arnold and the front office now face the challenge of how to keep this window of contention open and perhaps shove it wide open for 2026. Our core is young, talented, and crucially, budget-controlled for the time being. However, the elephant in the room, as it often is our starting rotation. Brandon Woodruff's future is wrapped in the fog of an expensive mutual option, especially coming off his recovery. Jose Quintana also has a mutual option. And let's be honest, the trade rumors involving Freddie Peralta aren't going away as much as we love fastball Freddie. The front office needs to be proactive, and that is exactly why a very interesting name has started circulating in connection with Milwaukee, and I have the details. Mark Feinsand, one of baseball's most reliable insiders at MLB.com, released his initial list of top free agents, and he linked the Brewers to a name that should make every single one of us stop and think: Shane Bieber. Feinsand lists Bieber as the 20th best free agent available and specifically lists the Brewers along with our neighbors to the south, the Cubs, and the Rangers as possible fits. Now, why does this make sense? Bieber, as you know, is a former AOR Cy Young winner, 2020, and an elite talent when healthy. The problem, of course, has been the health. He is coming back from Tommy John surgery, but this is where the Heyman-style analysis comes in. Don't just look at the name, look at the return. In his 7 regular season starts for Toronto in 2025, after coming back from the surgery, Bieber posted a 3.57 ERA. That's solid, but the underlying numbers are even more encouraging for an analytics-driven team like the Brewers. He displayed elite command, posting a walk rate of just 4.4%. That is phenomenal and shows his feel for his pitches is intact. Furthermore, his ground ball rate was 0.1%, well above the league average. For a team that prides itself on its infield defense like the Brewers, a pitcher who induces ground balls is pure gold. He is showing the signs of not just being a recovery pitcher, he's showing signs of being an impact contributor, and he's doing it at the perfect time, heading into free agency. Now, let's break down the strategy and the risk here, because that's what defines a successful offseason. Shane Bieber has what's being reported as a $16 million buyout with Toronto, but the universal expectation is that this option, likely a mutual option or a player option disguised as a buyout, will be rejected. Bieber is betting on himself, looking for either a long-term deal or more likely a short-term, very high average annual value AAV contract to re-establish his value as an undisputed ace before hitting the market again at 32 or 33. This is where the Brewers come in. Milwaukee rarely, if ever, plays at the top end of the free agent market for 8 or 9 year contracts, but a 1 or 2 year high AAV deal that is absolutely in Matt Arnold's wheelhouse, especially if they decide to decline Woodruff's option or reallocate funds saved in a potential Peralta trade. The risk is obvious. Bieber has made only 9 combined regular season starts over the last 2 seasons, 2024 and 2025. You are paying for the projection, not the recent production. However, the argument for it is perhaps the most compelling one for this specific organization. The Brewers are a pitching factory. Our pitching lab and development staff, led by Chris Hook, have a proven track record of optimizing talent. They have turned marginalized arms into solid contributors and good pitchers into stars. Now, imagine what they can do with a raw talent like Shane Bieber, who has already proven to be the best pitcher on the planet at one point. The timing is also crucial. By the time the 2026 season starts, Bieber will be 2 full years removed from his Tommy John surgery. Historically, this is the point where pitchers not only feel healthy but fully regain their velocity and pop on their pitches. The Brewers would potentially be buying Bieber not in the valley of his recovery but on the ascent back to his peak. If Woodruff walks, Bieber offers a Cy Young ceiling that is impossible to find in most free agents the Brewers can afford. It's a classic Brewers move: analytical, high risk, and extremely high reward. My analysis is this. The Feinsand connection makes perfect sense. Shane Bieber represents the exact kind of calculated risk a smart, small market team like Milwaukee must take to compete for a World Series. If the Brewers doctors give the green light after examining his post-TJ reports, the fit is undeniable. The rotation needs a high-impact veteran if Woodruff or Peralta departs, and Bieber has the potential to be the best pitcher on the staff in 2026. But now, I want to hear from you, Brew Crew, looking at the injury history versus the Cy Young ceiling. Would you take this risk? Is Shane Bieber the piece that can get us over the top, or would you rather the front office focus on retaining our own guys or pursuing safer, albeit perhaps less exciting, options? Leave your detailed comments below. I read all of them. And if you value this kind of direct, no-fluff analysis, make sure you are subscribed. Turn on those notifications because the off-season is just getting started, and we will be covering every move, every rumor, and every signing right here on Brewers Fan Central.